This episode is brought to you by AV Luxury Design. AV Luxury Design provides automation solutions for homes and businesses. If you're looking to upgrade your space, check out their services such as automated lighting and security, distributed audio, theater rooms, landscape lighting, automated shades, and outdoor audio. I personally know the owner, Abiola, and he's guaranteed to make your upgrade experience seamless and fun. Check out avluxurydesign.com to learn more.
Welcome back to another episode of That Westfield Podcast. Today we're joined by Victor and Micah Kamesar of Jersey Garbage Can Cleaners. What's up, guys?
Hey, how you doing? Thanks for having us. This is awesome. What a setup here.
Yeah, thank you.
Good to be here. Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, I'm really excited for this episode because I wish that you guys were in business when I truly needed you. I can still use you, but I really needed you during the restaurant days. So excited to tell everyone about what you do and why it's so important for keeping everyone's house and trash can areas clean. So tell us a little bit about what Jersey Garbage Can Cleaners is. It's pretty self-explanatory, but give everyone a little more info, and we're going to dive in.
Yeah, so we're a residential and commercial garbage can cleaning company. It goes with the name. So we will come to your house on the same day that your garbage or recycling is collected. So it's empty, and we'll clean out your garbage can or your recycling can. I mean, that stuff gets really nasty, as everybody knows. A lot of people just try to ignore it for as long as possible.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And we just want to make it as easy as possible for customers to get it cleaned either once a month, once a quarter, just every once in a while. And we've got a specialty built truck that's designed to clean garbage cans. So it's actually really cool. My inner 8-year-old gets excited every time I get to actually operate it.
I definitely want to dive into more about the truck, but Victor, tell me about how you guys came up with this idea and why? Why?
So it was actually it was Micah's idea, and he sort of recruited me to join the team. But maybe do you want to maybe get in a little bit to that?
Yeah. So I mean, it was really probably where most business stories start is my wife asked me to do something that I didn't want to do. And so
Nice.
My wife asked me to clean the garbage cans, and I went outside and I was like, okay, I can handle this. And then when I lifted up the lid, I just immediately turned my head, and then I went back inside and I just started Googling, there's got to be a company that actually does this.
Wow.
Right? Then I kind of went down the rabbit hole of this is an industry that actually exists, but there was nobody here in Jersey.
Right.
So I started researching it, and I'd kind of been wanting to do my own thing for a long time, and the two things really met, and I really got into the industry and who builds these trucks and if it was viable here. And at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that yeah, absolutely. Who doesn't want their garbage cans cleaned? There was only one person that I thought of teaming up with, which is my brother. We were really close. And then I kind of avoided having to actually do the chore.
So you didn't have to clean the garbage can out at all? She just let you slide on that?
Yeah, I think she just forgot about it. I was like, dude, what are you talking about? This is an industry, this is a thing. And I was like, yeah, we'll circle back to ours in 6 months once we get the truck and everything. But for now, no, I'm not going to do it.
That's what I do every time my wife asks me to do a chore. I'm going to start another business instead.
Yeah. Distractor. Yeah.
When I think when he asked me to get involved, it's funny because this isn't our first. Funny enough, this isn't our first venture together.
Okay.
So we grew up in Cincinnati, and we had for a couple of years, maybe 7 or 8 years ago, we did what you do. We had a podcast.
That's so cool.
Talking about Cincinnati Bearcat basketball.
It's a really small niche.
It's a small niche. Yeah.
There might be a follow here in Westville. We'll find out.
But I think we're better at cleaning garbage cans than we were at podcasting. Though that's not to say that we were bad at podcasting. I think we're just really good at cleaning garbage cans.
I love that. So you guys started when? When did you officially hit the road with the trucks?
Yeah, so we started in, I think, May of 2023. And we actually, so my story was probably back in August maybe of 2021, I think. And
wow.
So we decided to kind of go with this in October of 2021. I think, and this was, in the midst of COVID and all the supply chain issues that everybody remembers. So we were initially going to get our truck in March or April of 2022, and it ended up being delayed a full year because we had to wait for the truck. We ended up pivoting to another type of vehicle. because we just couldn't wait any longer. Ultimately, it was probably a good thing.
It helped us
weren't
because we
ready.
got to. I mean, we planned more, right? And so I think we were better prepared when we actually launched last June of
May or
23.
June,
That delay wasn't fun. So we got started in June of last year.
I know about delays. Yeah, no, it's always a blessing and a curse, because if you had just done it right, like, you would have learned lessons and figured stuff out faster. But there's always extra time, so that's cool. So tell everyone a little bit more about the truck specifically, how they work, because you guys aren't just showing up with a couple power washers. You guys have this like legit wild beast that on the road that you like bring from house to house.
Yeah, I mean, so first off, it's a beautiful truck. So it's like, it's got the colors of my hat, right? So it's like a kind of an 80s like vibe a little bit, right? It's got like a bright yellow.
It's a billboard
blue.
on wheels.
But so it's basically got 500 gallon clean tank, which we use to store all our clean water. It's got an empty tank where we catch all the dirty water. The truck actually, picks up your cans just like your waste hauler would, and has it kind of right over the top of our truck, upside down.
Cool.
And then we've got like spinning pressure washing heads that shoot out like 180 degree water, kills all the bacteria, really high PSI. These things were actually designed originally for like wine barrels.
Wow.
And
That's maybe like one of the most interesting things about the truck is that like the designer took sort of these. He's been building them for like a decade now, but he took these different technologies and sort of piece them together to build the system. So like the spinning heads were used to clean wine bottles, and you've got a pressure washing system, right? He's got like, it's really interesting.
And I think what's really cool about it too is so one, because it uses 180 degree, 200 degree water, it's going to kill 99% of the bacteria, so we don't have to use chemicals, because a lot of people are kind of freaked out with that. And then also, since we pick up the garbage cans over the truck, our truck catches all the dirty water, and then we dispose of all the dirty water at a wastewater facility. So it's kind of a really unique setup. To clean a couple cans at someone's house, like depending on how often they get it done, it can take a couple minutes.
Right. So it's obviously more eco-friendly to even go with you guys, because when we're just doing it in our home and in our driveways, we're just letting all that stuff go into the sewage system and into your grass and all over the place. Like animals walk, all over that, and so it seems really unsanitary. It's not something you would think about necessarily. You just kind of do it. Same thing washing your car, right? You're not supposed to do that. You're supposed to go to the car wash. So it makes a lot of sense. I think people can now appreciate that a little bit more for sure.
Definitely.
So you guys service what areas specifically?
So Cranford, Westfield, Scotch Plains, Fanwood, Summit, Chatham, Springfield, sort of, I mean, this area and the surrounding towns, for the most part. It's important for us to keep the route tight, obviously, because then we can service more customers, but eventually we want to keep growing. Yeah,
of course. When you have 1,000 trucks on the road, and you're like, everyone, we're on the podcast. We don't even know who Amanda is anymore. It's too cool for her.
No, we'll always do it.
You remember me? Okay.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so what's it like? If I want to sign up for your service, walk me through the kind of what I would do. Assuming I hit your website, and then what?
Yeah, so come to the website. There's a couple of buttons that'll take you to an order form. Essentially, you just want to make your choice in terms of how frequent you want the service. So you could do a one-time service if you say, you know what, I just want to give this a try.
Cool.
But if you want it more frequently, then you could do a quarterly service. That's by far our most popular option. And then you could do a monthly as well, which in the summer when it's hot, some people might feel a little bit more of a need for. You'll let us know essentially the day that you get your garbage collected, the day that you get your recycling collected. That way we can align your service to your collection day, so it's no additional motion for you, right? You bring your can out in the morning, your hauler comes by, they clear your trash, we'll come by after your hauler, clean the can, and then we'll walk it right back up next to your house.
Seems pretty easy, man.
It really is. Like, we definitely had that in mind, like when we, because there's other companies that actually do it. They'll like ask you to sign up and like fill out a form, but then you don't pay, and then you have to decide later. So we just wanted it to be easy, simple, one motion. You sign up once, forget about it. And that's it. And one of the things too that we think this is for everybody, and it's an affordable service. So like, if somebody has, I think probably most of our customers have like 3 cans. So if you wanted to have it cleaned once a month, 3 cans, we're going to test my math live here, but 3 cans is $29 a month.
That's not bad.
And then if you wanted to do it quarterly, it's $39 a quarter.
Wow.
So if you think about that, like having your garbage cans cleaned,
Right.
maybe 4 times a year for
Right.
A little over $100.
100, yeah, 150, something like that. It's really a great value, and I mean, people really don't think of how, like it's really a service that's needed.
Right.
A lot of people just ignore it.
Yeah, I ignore it all the time.
Yeah, or some people I don't know, some people maybe try and do it themselves.
Right.
Or just buy a new can, but this is really,
Yeah. Why buy a new can? They're expensive. New garbage cans.
And you got to get rid of the old one.
Right. Pain in the ass.
Yeah, it's a pain to get rid of the old one, and then I mean, like the whole concept of cleaning your can, right? It's like it's the dirtiest thing in your house. Not something that people often think about, but the moment you do, it's like, oh yeah, like I definitely clean my toilet every once in a while. Right? Like definitely clean like the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
Right. So
especially coming from like a restaurant background and understanding bacteria and how easy it is for things to spread. It's like you don't even think about it. You're touching the can, you're lifting it up, you're putting the bag in. Like you're always surrounded by it. And again, your pets are out there, your kids are running around. Like it's just gross. So and I've gotten in trouble. Like sometimes. Like people would complain walking past the restaurant that the cans smell, and it was like it was funny because I actually didn't have a water source. I had, instead of you guys coming to my restaurant, I had to go to Home Depot, get like a connector thing, connect a hose to my sink inside the restaurant because we didn't have an outside source, and then do it. It was a giant pain in the ass. So to pay you $29 a quarter would have been significantly easier. So I think that the need is definitely there. But so tell me some stories. You guys find any gross stuff in the bottom of a garbage can before?
I mean, there's a lot of I would say interesting gross things that have been found, but I have a favorite thing that we found, which is we clean on a recurring basis. We clean the garbage cans at a youth baseball facility in the area, and they're perfectly fine, pretty normal, what you expect, even during baseball season. But my favorite thing that I found the first time that we went to service them is that there were sunflower seeds, just like shells, scattered at the bottom, and it just made me long for sitting in the ballpark and watching the game, eating some sunflower seeds. So.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've definitely found a bunch of random food. We probably have, because I think at one point we were let's do an Instagram with all of our the crazy food or whatever that we found at the bottom. There's definitely been pizza, bunch of Teddy Grahams.
Right.
The Teddy Grahams, I forgot.
Cat litter. I feel like that would be my garbage cans are filled with cat litter probably if I were to go up at the bottom of them right now. It's gross. Yeah. So what about it in the water? So I'm just curious as a person who's into eco stuff, but what kind of bacteria and stuff that goes into the water that people really should be afraid of having around them or their families and stuff? Well,
in garbage cans, you're going to find E. coli, salmonella. There's a lot of just airborne toxins that just from breathing in you could potentially get sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it definitely makes sense to just clean it.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, monthly, quarterly. That's what really makes sense. And then if you think about too, all the haulers, they're touching everybody's garbage can and they're going one by one, basically touching yours, spreading all this stuff. And all it takes is breathing it in, touching it, forgetting to wash your hands.
I wonder how they wash their gloves. You should start a side channel of what you guys do. We wash trash guys.
And we've even helped them out too. So we've worked with a couple waste haulers to,
nice.
They like it because then the cans that they're dealing with are way cleaner. But then, they also, instead of having to order new ones or ones that customers send back, we can clean them for them. So we help them out too.
That makes sense because I definitely returned a can because it just smelled so bad. I didn't know if it to a certain big company.
Yeah.
But I got charged a lot of money for it.
Okay.
Probably 3 or 4 times I got charged what it would have cost me to just have them cleaned. But again, this is my past life, so I will let them all know that they should do that. So okay. Being a small business owner, a new small business owner in town, I always say on a lot of the shows, my favorite thing about being a business owner here was the other business owners and the camaraderie. So you were telling me a really cool story before about someone coming to the rescue for you guys when you first started out.
Yeah, so probably by looking at us, you can't tell that neither of us are technically
inclined,
or mechanical. That's definitely our weakest, part. But so. We got the truck in June or July. We had an issue with our generator, which is kind of what helps generate the heat for the hot water. This was in the middle of August, kind of right when we were busy getting ramped up. And the generator was out for 2 or 3 weeks. And we ended up finally getting a new one, but we found a generator company, Northeast Generators, and the owner, Anthony Valley.
He was actually a customer before any of this happened, which was really funny.
That was crazy, yeah. So he's Anthony Valley. He owns Northeast Generators, and he says bring the truck by at 7 a.m. That's really right when I start working, and I'll fit it in the day.
Wow.
I've got a full schedule, but I'll fit it in. And we were super appreciative because like when the truck's not running, we can't operate.
Totally.
Right? So yeah, I mean, super helpful, and he's such a guy. He's a guy with such great integrity, and so we just wanted to also shout him out on the podcast. So if anybody needs a generator,
it's like all generator, like if I need anything for a house or like
so like a house, they do everything. They do everything. I think they've got over like, they don't need our help. Like, they've got over like 500 like 5-star reviews on Google.
Wow.
But if one person needs a generator and you hit up Northeast Generators,
that'd
be
cool.
really appreciated.
No, it's really nice. No, you definitely learn to fix a lot of stuff when you own a small business, even when you don't want to sometimes, or you find people that can help you out. So have you had any other interesting challenges? Because what you do is really unique. It's not like a service, like a regular service-based business. Like you guys went and did something, like it obviously existed, but not really in this area, and you were like providing such a needed thing. Like what kind of obstacles are you guys running into besides like the normal business stuff?
This is, I would say, just some of the more, say lots of lessons that we've just learned, like about how our business needs to operate for different customers and different functions. So, restaurants is a really interesting one. I know you used to own a restaurant. You talked about that. So we had the first time we did a restaurant, somebody like in a few towns north of here, they had 20 cans. And we had never quoted one before, so we just gave them the residential price.
Right.
Which, looking back, they got an awesome deal. And so I go up there, I show up, I say hello, and he was like, yeah. So like, how long is it going to take you to get through the 20 cans? And I'm just thinking, hour and a half probably, pretty standard. And he goes, oh, okay, like cool, sounds good. That was, I think, 9:30, 10 in the morning. It's like 5:15 p.m.
Wow.
And I'm wrapping up the last couple of cans, and I'm just like exhausted. It was the middle of the summer. I'd been sweating all day, and like this guy, he had been sort of checking in throughout the day, like seeing if I'm okay. And he walks over with this fresh, hot pizza from his restaurant. That was like the sweetest, warmest thing that somebody had done for me. It was really nice. But I mean, the lesson learned there is that you can't quote a restaurant.
What was it about those cans that were like more complicated?
They take such a beating. So like these guys specifically, they get them hauled every single day because all the waste that was getting produced. So they're just extra nasty, extra gnarly. Like little food in the crevices.
So you like really went in there and like got everything.
The first time, it's not as automatic as it is, afterwards.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the first time you clean a garbage can, it's going to take longer. Typically, we'll have to use like an eco-friendly degreaser just to help remove a lot of the years worth of buildup.
I've seen those things.
I'm sure you've seen plenty.
It makes me a little nauseous when I think about it. Like I could smell it. My brain is taking me back to like 3 years ago in the middle of summer, and I give you guys a lot of credit because it's not an easy job, right, to do, but it's definitely needed. And every time I see like the trash man, I'm just like mad respect, man. Everybody in the industry, because we don't appreciate it. Like we're just all here like, I'm gonna throw my trash out. Like we're so lucky. Like it's not like the 1600s in England where everything's freaking piling up and people are getting all these horrible viruses. Like, and it's because of guys like you who come out and like do these things for us to get. It's not just about like a service. Like it is really about cleanliness and keeping everybody safe. You guys should get hooked up with the health department here. They love cleanliness.
It's funny.
Convenient timing.
We actually just quoted a restaurant that I think the health inspector was after them for cleaning, the area around their dumpster pad. So because we've got this like wastewater recovery system, so we can also clean dumpsters. So
we'll
clean the dumpsters out with the 180 degree water, And then we've got what's called a sludge sucker. So pretty intense name.
TM. Okay.
Yeah.
Trademark.
But so basically, it just recovers all the wastewater like from the bottom of the dumpster or from the ground back into our truck, so we can dispose of it.
Damn.
So yeah,
so cool.
that was I guess that one just came to us like.
That was the first health department inspired interaction we did.
Our main health inspector here is Helen Mendez, and she was awesome. Like, she was always like so fair and like kind, like really. I mean, I've heard horror stories from other departments like all over the state, and yeah, she just was always trying to help you out and like legit, and she always wanted to keep everybody safe and like so. Everybody, call them up, let them know what you need. They're going to take care of you for sure. So the name is Jersey Garbage Can Cleaners, which I love because it's super self-explanatory. How did you guys come up with that name specifically?
Yeah, so when I was researching all this, like, it's funny because you find all these company names and you really have no idea what they do. So there's all these like, puns that include the word bin or can. So like there's like bin so clean,
right.
Or like what are some
bright bin or like
right.
can bath.
Yeah, can bath.
Really?
There's one in like South Carolina, low country bins.
Right.
So we're like, people in Jersey aren't going to really know what this is.
That's the point, right?
Let's just be straightforward, right?
Well, the other thing we were dealing with, I mean, there's like regional lexicon that we just don't know about, right? So like, we grew up in Cincinnati, which is the only place I think in the world where you would describe like the sneakers that I have on as gym shoes, right? Like nobody's ever heard that. So it's like, is it bin or can? Like,
yeah,
right.
There's like soda, like in Cincinnati they called soda pop.
So
like, which is kind of dumb actually, like even as a Cincinnati. But so yeah, we were like, all right, so we want to make it straightforward so people know what it is. But we were like, wait, do people call it garbage or trash? Do they call it can or bin? So we just started asking around, right? And
market research.
Yeah, we were really like in the weeds there. And,
but you've been living in Cranford, you said, for like 8 years.
Yeah,
though, right?
I've been here for 8 years.
So what have you called it for the last 8 years? What did your wife call it?
I've always called it a garbage can and a recycling bin. So like,
I think that's what. Yeah,
I think that's what most people. But like, we were looking at like maps that had like, a line right through like Central Jersey, right? Okay. And which is now officially.
I've always.
I heard you say that to Gary Bogan. I was like, yeah, man, let's go.
There's a Central. I don't know what we're talking about. Anyway.
So we weren't really sure, but we ultimately we asked around and I think we went with garbage can. That seemed to be the most.
Right. You have a very long URL, but it's okay because it's easy to remember. That's
right. And so when people Google it too, like or towards the top, so we were thinking about that too.
Right, because I'm sure when you were Googling what you needed, the service you needed, you probably typed in like garbage can cleaner near me or New Jersey garbage can cleaners.
For sure. And the biggest challenge too is like people don't know that the service like this exists.
Yeah.
So like that's 100% our biggest challenge, and that's with the name we wanted to make sure we got that right, and then really people find out about us through friends who tell us how awesome. Like I feel like we'll get a lot of people signing up like on a Friday or Saturday night, like maybe they're out with friends and friends tell them about it.
That's interesting.
And then
also seen like people see the truck. So I remember I was maybe in Summit doing a job, and I have the machine on, I have the cans like over the hopper actively working, and the neighbor from across the street literally runs out her front door and is in sprints up and goes, hey, I want this. I was like, all right, let me wash my hands and I'll give you a flyer.
That's definitely the most fun part about the job is seeing people's reactions to it, because people are just blown away. They're like, oh my god, I had no idea this existed. Like, sign me up. I don't care.
Cool. Yeah.
I'm in.
I would pay a lot of money for what it is, because I'm literally, I can't stop thinking about the cat litter in the bottom of my garbage can right now, because I keep looking at it. My wife's not going to clean it. It's going to be my responsibility, and I don't want to do it. I just don't. I'd rather there's certain things. I'd rather go out to eat one less time in a month, and go for lunch that costs me $25 anyway or whatever, and just get my garbage cans clean.
Yeah, people definitely say this is something I'm never getting rid of. This is my favorite service. Just the idea of seeing a can go from disgusting to clean and then being maintained. It just makes people feel awesome about their property and
So what are the growth plans? Do you guys want to have a giant trash can empire, or you feel like just local New Jersey is going to be your thing?
So we named it Jersey Garbage Can Cleaners because we could go, if we ever needed to expand, we could go in other areas. I mean, there are a couple companies up in Bergen County, a couple down like closer to Philly, and then on the shore. I think for now we just want to perfect this.
Crush it around here, right?
But
enough houses. There's enough.
Yeah,
houses.
there's a lot. There's enough here. But yeah, right now we still have the one truck. I could see us getting a couple more and still being in this area before we need to really, go out.
I give you guys a lot of credit. That's like a really big investment to make in something, but like I can see why you believed in it so much because it is needed for sure. Cool. All right, tell everyone where they can find you, your Instagram, your website, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so JerseyGarbageCanCleaners.com. That's where you can sign up. You can follow us at Jersey Garbage Can Cleaners, Instagram or Facebook. Say hi if you see the truck.
Yeah, we're going to be at all like the Spring Fling, a lot of the Westfield events.
Maybe we'll be next
we did
to
that
each other.
last year.
Cool.
Smart. So yeah, come by, say hi,
hello,
check out the truck.
Victor and Micah, go say hi to them. Spring Fling is Cinco de Mayo this year.
Oh, okay.
Shout out for them. This is airing in April,
okay.
so that's right around the corner.
Okay.
Guys, so yeah, we'll come hang out and that's it, man.
Yeah,
this is good.
You can push the button, operate the truck.
Yeah. Seriously?
Yeah, we do that with kids too. Kids love it.
Maybe do a trash can cleaning summer camp.
Yeah.
With kiddos. Guys, this is so much fun. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to really let everyone know about this because I love unique businesses and you guys are doing it. So thank you, and we'll see you guys soon.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
it's
a lot of fun
to watch grow.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.